सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। तव नामस्मरणं मम जीवनम् तव नामश्रवणं परमानन्दम् तव नामस्मरणं मम जीवनम् तव नामश्रवणं परमानन्दम् तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम् तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम् तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम् तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम् ब्रह्मानन्दं स्वामिनामम् नेत्रानन्दं स्वामिरूपम् नित्यानन्दं स्वामि गीतम् हृदयानन्दं स्वामि बोधम् आत्मानन्दं स्वामि ध्यानम् आनन्दं परमानन्दम् स्वामि सेवनमानन्दम् आनन्दं परमानन्दम् स्वामि सेवनमानन्दम् ॐ गुरुनाथ जय गुरुनाथ ഗുരുനാഥ ജയ ഗുരുനാഥ. ഓം ഗുരുനാഥ ജയ ഗുരുനാഥ. ഓം ഗുരുനാഥ ജയ ഗുരുനാഥ. സദ്ഗുരുനാഥ മമ ഗുരുനാഥ. ഓം നമോ നാരായണായ. 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 ഓം യം ബ്രഹ്മാ വരുണേന്ദ്രരുദ്രമരുതഃ സ്തുന്വന്തി ദിവ്യൈസ്തവൈഃ വേദൈः സാംഗപദക്രമോപനിഷदैः ഗായന്തി യം സാമഗാഃ. ധ്യാനാവസ്ഥിതതദ്ഗതേന മനസാ പശ്യന്തി യം യോഗിനഃ. യസ്യാന്തം ന വിദുഃസുരാസുരഗണാഃ. ദേവായ തസ്മൈ നമഃ. ദേവായ തസ്മൈ നമഃ. Let us chant from verse number 11. नहि देहभृता शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः. यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते. अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलं. भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित्. पञ्चैतानि महाबाहो कारणानि निबोध मे. साङ्ख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम्. अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टाः दैवं चैवात्र पञ्चमं शरीरवाङ्मनोभिर्यत् कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः तत्रैवं सति कर्तारम् आत्मानं केवलं तु यः पश्यत्यकृतबुद्धित्वात् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः नाहङ्कृतो भावः बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमान् लोकान् न हन्ति न निबध्यते. Answering the question raised by Arjuna regarding Tyaga and Sannyasa. So Bhagavān discusses this topic in a lot of detail. So Bhagavān says, Arjuna, this Tyaga is of different levels. So the lowest one is the tamasic Tyaga, where the person gives up his duties and responsibilities, and in the process not only he harms himself, he also harms the society, the samashti. The second level is rajasic Tyaga, where he is not harming the society, but he is harming himself by not doing his duty. Then the third level is, what is the third level? Atyaga. That also you find in society. What is Atyaga? This person does his responsibilities, fulfills his responsibilities, duties, etc., but with the desire for the result. Right. They are called as karmis, not karma yogis. They are the karmis of the third chapter. They perform action for the result. So that is the third stage, Atyagi. What is the fourth stage? Sattvic Tyagi or Karma Yogi. They are all different names. So that is the Karma Yoga Sadhana. So what is the main focus there? Tyaga of Karma Phala. Not Tyaga of Karma, but Tyaga of Karma Phala. That is the fourth stage. What is the fifth stage? Karma Sannyasa. Here what do we do? So here this person has gained sufficient purity through Karma Yoga. The mind is highly sattvic, and therefore that person is able to successfully meditate. So what is the main job of a sannyasi of this stage? The main job is Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. This stage is called Nivritti Marga. So there are mainly two paths. One is the path for the beginner. What is that path? The path of Karma Yoga, the Pravritti Marga. Now once the mind has been thoroughly purified, the purpose of action is over. Now he goes to the next stage, Karma Sannyasa stage. Their main function is Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Listening to the scriptures, contemplating upon the scriptures. Now this person is able to do Mananam, Nididhyasanam, etc. because his mind is extremely pure. And what is the main function there? The main function is abiding in the self. Nididhyasana is the main thing. What is Nididhyasana? Firmly getting identified with the self. What is the nature of the self? Actionlessness is the nature of the self. That consciousness which is infinite, immortal, etc. Now this person is able to fix his mind upon this consciousness, because that mind is a very pure mind. So therefore you will find such advanced sannyasis doing nivritti. What is nivritti? Withdrawing from all duties, responsibilities, etc. Because to abide in the self as an abhyasa in the beginning, to practice this, you will have to withdraw all your mind from the external activities. So he will do kamyānaṁ karmaṇaṁ nyāsaha, verse number 2. That's how sannyasa is defined there. Giving up all kamya karmas, etc. Doing only what is absolutely necessary. The rest of the time he will devote to meditation. What is happening in meditation? Practicing the abidance in the self. Putting in the language of devotion, remembering God. So after some time what happens? With this constant practice, a time comes when abidance in the self becomes effortless, becomes spontaneous, becomes natural. Abidance in the self means what? Totally identifying with the self, totally disidentifying from the non-self. What is non-self? Body, mind, intellect. So now this stage is actually the real stage of karma sannyasa. So when he is completely identified with the actionless self, what does he experience? He experiences actionlessness. At the body level, even if the action is happening, his experience will be actionlessness, because his identification is with the actionless self. Is this clear? So once this has become natural and spontaneous, such a person is called a jivan mukta. For such a person, there is no action at all. So when, in this verse number 11, nahi deha bhrita shakyam tyaktum karmani asheshatah. A person who is possessing the body cannot give up action. There Bhagavān Shankaracharya says, here deha bhrit means deha atma abhivanavan. Deha atma abhimanavan means what? Deha bhrit doesn't mean the one who possesses the body. No. Deha bhrit means the one who is identified with the body. Because if you say possessing the body, in that case a jnani mahatma, a jivan mukta also is possessing the body. Do you mean to say he has action? No. So Bhagavan says deha bhrit means dehatma abhimanavan natu viveki. Not a wise man, because for a wise man there is absolutely no action, even though he possesses a body. Are you able to understand? The word meaning of deha bhrit means what? The one who is possessing the body. So there Bhagavān Shankaracharya says, mere possessing the body doesn't make a person actionful. No. Because a Mahatma is also possessing the body, but there is absolutely no action for him. Why? Because there is no identification with the body. Right. So this is the goal to be achieved. Once a person achieves this goal, such a person becomes liberated. Liberated from what? Liberated from karma bandhana, bondage of action. The moment consciousness identifies with the BMI, kartā is born. Kartā means doer. Karma is born. Action is born. Karma phala is born. Bhokta is born. And then punarapi jñānaṁ, punarapi maraṇaṁ. The moment consciousness disidentifies from the body, which is the purpose of nididhyasana, which is the purpose of higher meditation, the moment consciousness disidentifies with the body, actions are happening at the BMI level. Now since there is disidentification, actions of the BMI don't affect the Mahatma who is identifying with consciousness. So, the moment consciousness identifies with BMI, Jivatma is born, he becomes the karta, he becomes the bhokta. He is the one who is doing the karma. He is the one who is going through the karma phala. So all this, when does it start? The starting point is identification. And what is the ending point? Disidentification. The moment consciousness completely disidentifies with the BMI, there is no karma. In fact, there is no jiva. What first ends is jiva bhava. The jivatma dies. And once the jivatma dies, then there is no karma, there is no karma phala. All the karmas, prarabdha, sanchita, agami, all those karmas are meant for whom? For jivatma. The moment disidentification happens, jivatma is dead. What happens to sanchita karma? For this Mahatma, sanchita karma is also gone. Because jivatma is gone. Right. This is the way a Mahatma attains liberation. So, now in this sadhana path, there are mainly two types of sadhanas. What are they? One is karma sadhana, the other is jnana sadhana. One is pravritti marga, the other is nivritti marga. One is karma yoga, the other is jnana yoga. Two paths. One path for the beginner, the other path for the advanced. Now in this chapter, you will find detailed explanation of both. Now Bhagavān is going to take up the first path. The path of action, the path of pravritti marga. That is what Bhagavān is now going to take. So what is the purpose of action? Purpose of action is purification of mind. Always remember this. For the beginner, we must do our duties in order to purify the mind. So what kind of action we should do? We should do sattvic action. We should perform our duties in the spirit of karma yoga. So now that is the topic now which Bhagavān is going to take up next. A detailed analysis of karma, so that we can improve the quality of karma yoga sadhana. This is the topic which Bhagavān is going to take up next. For that, there are certain essential things necessary. A detailed analysis of what is action is necessary. That is taken up in the next verse. Let us chant verse number 18. Jñānaṁ jñeyaṁ parijñātā trividhā karma chodanā karaṇaṁ karma kartēti trividhā karma saṅgrahaḥ jñānaṁ jñeyaṁ parijñātā trividhā karma chodanā karaṇaṁ karma kartēti trividhā karma saṅgrahaḥ. Yes. Now, if we analyze what is action, why people do action, etc., you will clearly see two main stages. What are the two stages? One stage is the stage of knowing, the other stage is the stage of doing. First is knowing, the second stage is doing. Yes or no? You know and then you do. There is one more little stage, you desire. So you know, you desire, and then you do. Right? But let us restrict to two stages, knowing and doing. For example, a new mobile phone has come in the market. You are not aware, so you will not have the desire to get it also. But the moment the advertisement comes, new mobile phone with lot of advanced features, best camera, etc. So what happens? First thing is you come to know. Yes or no? You know it. Then you say, this is nice. My phone is getting old also. I think I should have one. I think this will help me in my profession. So after knowing, slowly a stage comes when you start desiring, isn't it? And once you are convinced, once you get the sanction from the intellect, what is the next stage? The stage of doing. What is doing? You go and purchase. So there is a stage of knowing, there is a stage of doing. In this knowing stage, what are the factors involved? So here Bhagavān says, jñānaṁ, jñeyaṁ, parijñātā, trividha karma chodanā. What is that which inspires us to put forth effort in doing something? What is that which induces us into action? Karma chodana. What is that which forces us to perform action? What is it? So Bhagavān says these are the three. What are the three? Jñānaṁ, knowledge. Jñeyaṁ, the object of knowledge. And then third one, parijñātā, the knower. These three factors, they constitute that which induces us into action. The knower knows, the knower gains the knowledge, jñānaṁ. Parijñātā, the knower gains the knowledge, jñānaṁ, about the object of knowledge, jñeyaṁ, and then he starts desiring. Yes or no? Yes. So these are the three factors which induces a person into action. Now, with respect to action, what are the three entities which are the basis for action? Karma saṅgrahaḥ, karaṇaṁ, karma, kartā. So when you take action into consideration, what are the three factors? Kartā, the doer. Karaṇaṁ, using the instruments of action, does action, karma. The doer of action, using the instruments of action, performs action. So these three form karma saṅgrahaḥ, the basis of action. Is it clear? The knower gains the knowledge about the object of knowledge. Then after gaining knowledge, this doer performs action through the instruments of action. For what? To gain the object of knowledge. That is understood. Is it clear? Why are we doing this analysis? We are doing this analysis in order to improve the quality of our karma yoga sadhana. So now out of these six, now Bhagavān chooses three. What are the three? Next verse. Jñānaṁ karma ca kartā ca tridhaiva guna bhedatah प्रोच्यते गुणसङ्ख्याने यथावत् शृणुतान्यपि ज्ञानं कर्म च कर्ता च त्रिधैव गुणभेदतः प्रोच्यते गुणसङ्ख्याने यथावत् शृणुतान्यपि. Yes. So out of these six, what are the six? Jñānaṁ, jñeyaṁ, parijñātā. Three. Then karma, karaṇaṁ, kartā. Six. Out of these six, Bhagavān chooses three. What are the three? Jnanam, karma and karta. Now the question is, why did Bhagavān choose only three? So you have to do some homework here. So what all things Bhagavān has left? Parijñātā has been left. Why parijñātā is left? Parijñātā is left because this parijñātā himself becomes the karta. The knower himself becomes the doer. So therefore, doer equal to knower. So therefore, one can be cancelled. So parijñātā is out, karta is taken. Yes or no? Yes. Then jñeyaṁ is avoided. The object of knowledge. Why object of knowledge is avoided? The object of knowledge is avoided because we are interested in the evolution of this doer. Who is the one who is doing this action? The karma yoga sadhana. He is the one who has to evolve. He is the one who has to improve himself. So all those entities which are closely connected to this doer has to be taken. Other entities can be dropped. For example, the object of action, it is not connected with the doer. So therefore that is dropped. We are interested only in the improvement of the doer. So what are the immediate things which are connected to the doer, kartā? The immediate things are his knowledge, jñānaṁ, and his action, karma. Are you able to understand? So he has to improve his knowledge, he has to improve his action, and he has to improve himself, kartā. Karaṇaṁ is avoided, the instrument of action, because it is outside. That has no much role to play in karma yoga. In karma yoga, the most important role is kartā, kartā's knowledge, jñānaṁ, and kartā's action, karma. So now Bhagavān focuses on these three only. And now an elaborate discussion happens here. For example, this kartā's knowledge, it's very important. Why? Knowledge should be sattvic knowledge and not tamasic or rajasic knowledge. So when karma yoga sadhana is done, with what knowledge he should do? Not with rajasic or tamasic knowledge, he must do it with sattvic knowledge. So what is sattvic knowledge? Discussion happens. What is rajasic and tamasic knowledge? That also comes. This is not the way he should do. With this knowledge he should not do. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So the elaborate karma yoga sadhana is happening here. So every aspect is taken care in this karma yoga sadhana. Mainly the knowledge aspect. The second, the karma action aspect. And the third one, kartā, the doer. How should the doer be? The doer be a sattvic doer, not a rajasic or a tamasic doer. What kind of actions he should perform? Sattvic actions and not rajasic or tamasic actions. So now the discussion is, what is sattvic knowledge, rajasic and tamasic knowledge? What is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic action? And what are sattvic, rajasic, tamasic doers? Are you able to understand what I am saying? You see the thought flow. Now the topic is karma yoga sadhana. So in this karma yoga sadhana, how you can improve the quality of your karma yoga, all these factors must be known. For this discussion is taken up. So now Bhagavān talks about first about jñānaṁ, and in that jñānaṁ also first Bhagavān talks about sattvic jñānaṁ. What is sattvic jñānaṁ? Possessing which a karma yogi should perform his duties. What is that sattvic jñānaṁ? Verse number 20. By the way, 19th, let us see the meaning. So what does Bhagavān say? Jñānaṁ, karma cha kartā cha, these three entities, tridhaiva guna bhedatah. This jñānaṁ, karma and kartā, they are three based on the gunas. Meaning what? Jñānaṁ has got sattvic, rajasic, tamasic components. Kartā also there are three, and karma also there are three. Prochyate, where? Gunasaṅkhyāne. Gunasaṅkhyāne means what? In the Shastras, which enumerates the gunas. It is nothing but Vedanta. In Vedanta, the gunas have been enumerated. Sankhya has been given to them. So Gunasaṅkhyāne means in Vedanta Shastra, in the Upanishads. So in the Upanishads, this is how it has been mentioned. Yathavat shruṇu tāņapi. Arjuna, listen to that also. So this discussion begins now. So the first topic is jñānaṁ. Out of that, sattvic jñānaṁ is discussed. Verse number 20. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam bhavamavyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajñānaṁ vidhi sattvikam sarvabhuteshu yenaikam bhavamavyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajñānaṁ vidhi sattvikam. Tajñānaṁ vidhi sattvikam. This knowledge, Arjuna, may you understand it to be sattvika jnanam. What is that? With this knowledge, yena sarva bhuteshu ekam bhavam avyayam ikshate. With this knowledge, ikshate, he sees. What does he see? Ekam bhavam. He sees that one reality. What is the nature of that reality? Avyayam, imperishable. He sees that one reality with this knowledge. Where does he see? Sarva bhuteshu, in all beings. With this knowledge, he is able to see that one imperishable reality in all beings. So, his fleshy eyes are showing him living beings, animals, plants, human beings, insects, birds. Fleshy eyes showing different things, different beings in different bodies. But the eye of wisdom, what is it showing? It's showing only ekam. Ekam bhavam, one reality. And what is the nature of that reality? Avyayam, imperishable. So what is he seeing? He is seeing that imperishable consciousness as the very self of all beings. That aham in everyone, it is none other than Bhagavān only. He is seeing that one. And what is that nature of the reality? Avibhaktam, vibhakteshu. As far as the living being, their bodies are concerned, they are vibhaktam, divided. The physical bodies are divided, but this reality is undivided, avibhaktam. It is present everywhere. Vibhakteshu avibhaktam. In the divided beings, he is seeing the undivided, imperishable one reality. So Bhagavan says, this is sattvic knowledge. In short, he is seeing the Lord alone in all beings. Right? In animals, plants, birds, etc., he is seeing Bhagavan alone. He is seeing that consciousness alone. So this is called as vision of oneness. This is the best vision. This is the ultimate vision. Why is it the best vision? It is best vision because it is a unifying vision. What is the byproduct of this vision? Any person who has this vision of oneness will naturally love everyone. Yes or no? Love becomes natural. Why? Because this person is not somebody different from me. He is my own self. I am consciousness with this body. He is also consciousness alone with another body. Body today it is there, tomorrow it is not there. But consciousness is, what is the nature of consciousness? Avyayam, imperishable. The reality of this body is consciousness. The reality of that body is also consciousness. So we are one. Wherever there is oneness, love becomes natural. Oneness means love. We are one. The natural expression of this knowledge of oneness is love. In fact, not only love, all virtues of life. Compassion becomes natural. Forgiveness becomes natural. Cooperation becomes natural. All honesty becomes natural. You don't have to hide. He is they are our own. So why to? See? No crookedness, no wickedness. So this vision of knowledge is the highest vision. It unifies, it doesn't divide. It brings in peace and harmony in the society. Yes. You can't hate him. Why? Because he is myself. There is nobody to hate. We are all one. You see? This is the highest vision. And therefore this is the highest knowledge. So what kind of knowledge should be given in our schools and colleges? This knowledge should be given. Why do we have so many problems in the society? We have so many problems in the society because this knowledge is not given. Knowledge of physics, chemistry, maths will not do. Knowledge of engineering and medicine will not do. No, this worldly knowledge will not do. Spiritual education means what? This knowledge has to be given. We are all one. The differences are only superficial. Differences with respect to nationality, differences with respect to religion, caste, community, etc., language, all these differences, even gender, they are all superficial. Right? Essentially, we are all one. So this is that vision. This knowledge gives you that vision. Exactly like you see so many waves in the ocean. Waves are all different, but vision of knowledge, what will it tell you? The essence of all wave is nothing but water. The names and forms are different, fine, but the essence is the same. Ornaments are many, but the essence, the gold, is the same. So it's not that you are not seeing differences. The eye is showing the difference, but the eye of wisdom is showing the oneness. Right? This is the solution to all problems in the society. We must cultivate sattvic knowledge. So when a karma yogi performs action in the society, what is the knowledge he must have? He must have this sattvic knowledge. Are you able to connect how this topic is relevant for karma yoga? With this knowledge he must do, he must perform his duties in the society. Okay, so this is sattvic knowledge. What is rajasic knowledge? The next verse. Verse number 21. Pruthaktvēna tu jñānaṁ nānā bhāvān prithak vidhān vetti sarveshu bhūteshu tajñānaṁ viddhi rājasam pruthaktvēna tu jñānaṁ nānā bhāvān prithak vidhān vetti sarveshu bhūteshu tajñānaṁ viddhi rājasam. Yes, what is rajasic knowledge? Pruthaktvēna tu jñānaṁ nānā bhāvān prithak vidhān. So what is he seeing? He is seeing prithak, different. Everything different. Now see, to gain this knowledge, no study is necessary. No spiritual studies, because you are very clearly seeing it, that everything is different. Plants are different, animals are different, human beings are different. They have different characteristics. Nānā bhāvān. There are so many realities, independent realities, different realities. Bhava means reality. Nānā bhāvam. They are independently existing with different characteristics. This is his knowledge. This is called as vision of plurality. What was the earlier vision? Vision of oneness. Now it is a vision of plurality. It is something which is naturally, which comes to us. No study is necessary, no sadhana is necessary, because this is what the eyes also show. We are all different at the body level, mind level, intellect level. Seeing differences. Now, what is the problem with this vision? In fact, this vision is the greatest problem. Seeing differences. Unable to see oneness. Right? Differences with respect to nation, with respect to religion, with respect to caste, gender, etc. What happens with this vision? The first thing that happens is, in this division, two categories come. I and not I. This is the first step. The division doesn't end there. What is the first question I ask? In which category do I belong? So the category in which I belong and the category in which I do not belong. Problem starts here. So two nations. There are so many nations. What is the first question you ask? Which nation do I belong? Then there are border disputes. So then whom will you take side? My nation is right, the other nation is wrong. Starts. Comparison starts. Partiality starts. Right? Male, female. What is the first question? Who am I? Then fight. This is what is happening in the society everywhere. There are problems with respect to religion. Which religion do I belong? I and mine, you and yours. Problem starts. So now I am trying my best to prove that my religion is the best, my country is the best, my caste is the best, my state is the best. He gets into this egoistic mode. Comparison, competition, fighting, jealousy, inferiority complex, superiority complex, finished. What is the state of the mind now? Peaceful or disturbed? Completely disturbed. Now, such a disturbed person, what will he freely distribute in the society? Disturbance. I have plenty of disturbance, so wherever I go, I disturb others also. And thus, all such disturbance are printed in the newspaper. And the one who reads that disturbance, he also gets disturbed. Right? So, a national disturbance has been created by national newspapers. You see all these newspapers, their content is nothing but rajas. Problems happening, all the problems are listed. Which country is fighting with other country? Where the religious tensions are happening. You see? Caste-based tension. Everywhere the problem is this. Which one? Rajasic jñānaṁ. So what Bhagavān is saying is, it is actually not jñānaṁ, it is ajñānaṁ only. That which causes problem, that which causes disturbance, how can you call it jñānaṁ? Jnanam is that which quietens the mind. Jnanam is that which brings in peace and harmony in the society. So therefore, if this is the definition of jnanam, then sattvic jnanam alone is jnanam, not rajasic and tamasic. Right. We must be able to lift ourselves from this rajasic jnanam. Right? Only people who have that spiritual strength. When a discussion is happening among people, you must immediately know in which direction this discussion is going. Generally the discussion is, see, people of that religion, they are not good, we are good. In which direction is the discussion going? Rajasic way. There will be problem. So if you want to spiritually evolve, such discussions are not going to help. It will only intensify your ajñānaṁ, rajasic jñānaṁ, not sattvic jñānaṁ. So discussion also should be in such a way that it takes you sattvic. Right. So this is about rajas. What about tamas? Tamas is very interesting. Verse number 22. Yattu kritsnavadekasmin karye saktamahaitukam atatvarthavadalpam cha tattamasamudahritam yattu kritsnavadekasmin karye saktamahaitukam atatvarthavadalpam cha tattamasamudahritam. Yes. What is tamasic jnanam? Interestingly, in this whole verse, this term jnanam itself is not there. Observe this. In sattvic jnanam, that jnanam term comes. In rajasic jnanam also, okay, that term comes. What about this verse? That term jnanam itself is not there. They are all subtle things to observe, you know. So what is this jnanam? Tamasic jnanam. Ekasmin karye, in one thing, kritsnavat, he thinks that this is everything. See, there are so many things, right? As far as a rajasic person is seeing, he is seeing so many things. Different. What about a tamasic person? He sees only one thing and he thinks that this is everything. Ekasmin karye, kritsnavat, completely. This one thing is everything. Saktam, completely attached to that one thing. Ahaitukam, illogical. Atattvarthavat, absolutely away from truth. Alpam, and he is holding on to something which is very silly, petty. Now you may say, Swami, how can that be possible? I will give an example. When people fall in love, this is what happens. You see the statements made by these lovers. You are my everything. I can't even live without you. Yes or no? See all these movie songs. These are the lines. You are my life. You are my everything. I can't even think without you. I want to think of living without you. What is that? You see? See the benefit of studying Bhagavad Gita. You will never fall in love. That name itself says falling. Not rising in love. Falling in love. Why is it fall? Your intellect gets paralyzed when you fall in love. The intellect loses the ability to think. See, all these terms are absolutely applicable there to this mad lover. This boy loves this girl. Krishnavat ekasmin. This one thing is his life. For him, what is world? There is no world. Only this girl is the world. Right? Ekasmin karye. Saktam, fully attached. Day and night this fellow is dreaming about her only. He has no time to think of anything else. Saktam. Intellect is paralyzed. It is not capable of thinking. See this. Ahaitukam, illogical. Logically explain how this girl is everything for you. Can you explain? ahaitukam. Illogically attached. He himself is not able to explain what is happening with him. There are so many important things in this world, he gives up everything for this cause. Atattvarthavat means what? It has nothing to do with reality. Tattvartha means reality. It has nothing to do with reality. He is in his own world of hallucination, daydreaming, imagining. It has nothing to do with the truth. Atattvarthavat and alpam. The one thing which he is attached to is such a silly thing, petty thing. Sometimes people fall in love seeing the nose of the girl and eye of the girl, etc. Petty thing. You really don't know how that person has fallen in love with this girl. You wonder, what did he see in her? People ask. But this is what happens. Now this is just one example, and so many such examples can be given. Okay. Now what kind of Bhagavān has not even used the term jñānaṁ here. But then we have to classify. So therefore this is called as tamasic jñānaṁ. The part is misunderstood as the whole, and the person gets completely attached to the part and completely ignores the whole. Gets totally attached to the vyashti, forgets about the samashti. Right. The famous example is about that blind people, touching the elephant and giving their comments. The fellow holds on to the rope and say, I know elephant. How is it? It is like a rope. Blind fellow. Another fellow, I know elephant. It is like a pillar. He is holding on to some leg or something. So each one is giving the opinion. Confidently is giving his opinion. I know it. I have experienced it myself. So what I am saying is right. Absolutely right. I don't want to listen to anyone because I have seen it. Seen it means what? Experienced. So blind people are fighting. How an elephant looks like. This is the condition with this person. He is not open to any knowledge at all. Even if you try to put some advice, he will not listen. He is stubborn. He is very clear. One common thing about sattva and tamas is both of them are very clear. Sattvic person is very clear because he has knowledge. Tamasic person is also very, very clear. And what is clear? Exactly the wrong thing he has held on. And now he says, I don't want to listen to anyone, I know it. Very difficult to advise them, very difficult to change them. Mother Nature only has to deal with them. So the best thing is just leave them. Sufferings will come, and such sufferings are necessary. When you see such specimens in the society, you come to know, yes, Bhagavān, now I understand why there is so much of suffering in the world. Right? Tamasic jñānaṁ is like that. He is like the frog in the well. This is all the world, and I am the king in this world. He is not ready to listen to anyone. Frog in the well. Right. Why are we discussing this? Not to rate, this fellow, now I got him. This fellow is a tamasic fellow. Not for that. Look into ourselves. We will find that, proportion of tamas, etc. is there in us. Let us not say that, no, I am a sattvic person. See, I am attending Gita class, so therefore I am a sattvic. No. We are all a mixture of all these three. Proportions vary, that's all. In all of us, we have this. If you sincerely introspect and look within, we will find that there is something where we are tamasic. Somewhere we are so attached that we don't want to listen to anyone. We are attached to something very illogical, but even then we are so attached. And I don't want to leave that attachment, though I know that it is wrong. It is giving me pain, but I don't want to leave. I am holding on. You understand? Right. So the purpose of all this discussion is to perform karma yoga in that sattvic spirit, we must give up rajasic jnānaṁ, we must give up tamasic jnānaṁ, and we must try to cultivate in ourselves sattvic jnānaṁ. This is the purpose. So whenever you take decisions, ask the question, I am taking this decision based on what knowledge? Is my jnānaṁ knowledge getting polluted by tamas or rajas? Or is my knowledge sattvic? If it is polluted by rajas, you will find that you become partial to somebody. Partiality is a sign of, it can be the sign of tamas also, it can be the sign of rajas also. So when you are analyzing anything in life, handling situations in life, these kinds of, this analysis is of great use. So this is about sattvic jnānaṁ. So jnānaṁ topic over. What are the other two topics left? Swamiji forgot. Karma and kartā. Jnānaṁ topic is over now. So next one, Bhagavān takes karma. What is that? So sattvic karma comes first. Verse number 23. Niyatam saṅgrahitam aragadveshatah kritam aphala-prepsuna karma yattat sattvikamukhyate niyatam saṅgrahitam aragadveshatah kritam aphala-prepsuna karma yattat sattvikamukhyate. Yes. So we must know what is sattvic action. So here there is nothing much to explain, because it is nothing but, the karma yoga. Those principles are mentioned here. So what is it? Niyatam. What duties you must do? Niyatam karma you need to do. This we have discussed earlier also. Yajña, dāna, tapas, etc. Nitya, naimittika karma. This becomes niyatam karma. How it should be done? Saṅgrahitam. Saṅgrahitam. Without any attachment. So this also we have discussed. There should not be any kind of attachment to the action or aversion to the action. Right? Even attachment to action is a kind of disease, a mental disease. We have seen it. Suppose a person is attached to public speaking. What happens to him? He becomes a problem to everyone. He is given 10 minutes to talk. What will he do? It goes on non-stop. Then finally you have to send a chit to him. Sir, please stop. Your time is over. These are all the examples of, sangha towards karma. You are so attached to action that you lose control over yourself. Thought control, time control, everything goes away. So any sangha is bad. Any attachment to any action is not good. So we have to look into ourselves. Am I getting too much attached to my action? How do we know? At the seat of meditation, you will find that if you are attached to action, you will be thinking more of your action, your duties, etc. You will not be able to think of God. You are not able to withdraw your mind from your duties, responsibilities, etc. The pressure of these will make you think again and again. The thoughts are in that direction. These are all the indication that I am attached to my action. So all the defects in us, many times we become aware when we sit for meditation. So therefore, even though I may not be able to do that highest kind of meditation, still we must meditate. Right. In meditation, you withdraw your attention and see what is happening in your mind. What kind of thoughts you are entertaining. So when you analyze these thoughts, you will come to know all this. What kind of knowledge I am having? What kind of thoughts I am entertaining? Is it sattvic, rajasic or tamasic? So now that you have studied all this, now immediately you can categorize, oh, these thoughts belong to this category. I must be careful. As a spiritual seeker, I must be careful because these kinds of thoughts are not good for me. Then what kind of thoughts I should entertain? So now that description is also here. So replace the rajasic and tamasic thoughts with sattvic thoughts. So if you do this, this is the meditation to be done by the beginners. Beginners must ensure that their thoughts are sattvic. Based on the scriptural knowledge, we must reform our thoughts, reform our intentions. This is what you have to do. So, jñeyaṁ, saṅgrahaḥ. Actions must be performed without sangha. See, while performing action, sangha will happen because we are all imperfect. Don't expect that, no, unless I become perfectly saṅgrahaḥ, only then I will do, till then I will. No, you do it. Sangam will happen, fine. In the evening, come back, sit at the seat of meditation, detect this sangam inside, and then try to get rid. This is the way. So slowly, what happens? You start becoming free from this sangam. It's a gradual process. In the beginning, sangam will be there, attachment will be there. You will be affected by the phalas, etc. But slowly, what happens is, like the sticker. You go on sticking and removing, sticking and removing. Slowly what happens? The stickiness goes away. And finally there is no stickiness. This is exactly what happens in Karma Yoga also. In the beginning you get stuck with phala, this, that, etc. But constantly performing action, being aware that this is a defect, Bhagavān, I should come out of it. Slowly what happens? Constantly when you perform action with this Karma Yoga bhava, slowly the stickiness goes away. Ragadveshas goes away. Phalasakti goes away. Sangha goes away. This is what happens. So then you can say, yes, 5 years back, before coming to this, spirituality, how I was, and now what a huge difference I see in me. This difference is a real spiritual progress. Right? So then you can give a sabhashi to yourself, congratulate yourself. Yes, I am progressing. Right? This is the way you have to inspire yourself constantly. So, jñeyaṁ, saṅgrahaḥ, aragadveshata kritam. So, when you are performing your duty, ragadvesha will be there. People who support you, inspire you, you will have raga towards them. People who criticize you, such people are also there in the society. They will criticize you for everything. Dvesha will be there. But then at the seat of meditation you should say, no, I am still imperfect. See, I still have dvesha towards this person. I am still attached to this person. I am still attached to this thing. That feeling should come. Still impurity is there. That bhavana is enough. That very detecting the imperfection is enough. Over a period of time you will overcome. You have to just desire that this imperfection in me, oh Bhagavān, please take it out. Once you have desired, over a period of time it will go away. Whatever you desire sincerely, it will happen. So karma should become an opportunity to see the latent, unmanifest imperfection. See, many times what happens when you don't do karma, imperfection is there, you are not seeing it. Only when you are doing karma, all these negativities come out, kama, krodha, etc. Then you say, my God, these things were there inside me. Yes, it was there. Unmanifest, it was there. In that field of action, it comes out. Right? Many times what happens, we don't do karma. So that is why Rajasic Tyaga and Tamasic Tyaga is criticized. Why is it criticized? If you are not even doing action, how will you know your imperfection? Only when you are doing action, there is a possibility, there is an opportunity for the imperfection to manifest. And once it is manifested, once it comes to, your notice, then you will have a desire to get rid of it. That desire will take it away. So that is why action is very important. In the beginning, yes, kama, krodha, raga, dvesha will be there, no problem. Keep doing. Over a period of time, you will find that the pressure of this kama, krodha, ahankara, mamakara, etc. starts waning away, starts decreasing. And over a period of time, the mind becomes purer and purer. Satto samavishtaha, medhavi, chinna samshaya. And as the mind becomes purer and purer, all these verses, you have read it earlier also, but every time you read, you feel, arey, something new comes, Why? Because your mind is fresh now. With an impure mind, you read this verse. With a pure mind, you read this verse. Verse is the same, but your understanding has changed. What has changed? Not the verse, but your evolution. That's why every time people say, I have been reading this Bhagavad Gita for the last 20-30 years, but every time I read, I find something new. Why? Because a purer mind is able to go deeper into these verses. Verse is a verse, but to what depth you go depends on how pure the mind is, how clean the mind is. Right. Niyatam, saṅgrahaḥ, aragadveshata kritam. So when actions are performed without raga, without dvesha. Then aphala prepsuna karma. So when actions are performed without expecting phala, results. What results? Material results, not spiritual results. So actions are done with this motive. Bhagavān, are you happy with me? Is the question. So after performing action, what is this karma yogi asking himself? He will not ask, will I get it or not? Will I get that phalam or not? Then you are a karmi. You are not a karma yogi. No, Swamiji. Is it possible to perform action without expecting results? It's a very common question. Now see, let us be very clear, it is just not possible to perform action without expecting results. What Karma Yoga says is, don't insist upon the results. There's a difference. Expecting result is natural. When you organize a function, you expect so many people to come, etc., isn't it? Expectation is fine, but insistence is wrong. What is the difference between expectation and insistence? When you insist, you say, I want this way only. Then you will become miserable if the results don't come according to your expectation. Your misery is directly proportional to your intensity of insistence. Greater the insistence, greater is the misery. You may have preference. Yes, Bhagavān, this if it comes, it's fine. But if it doesn't come also, it is fine, because whatever you do, that is the right thing. So preference is good. Insistence is bad. So that preference will always be there. Whenever you do something, there is an expectation. But that when that expectation goes into insistence, then that is bad. It disturbs the mind. Worry, anxiety, tension, everything comes because of this insistence. So a karma yogi has no insistence. He says, Bhagavān, what you feel right, let it happen. This is the attitude of a karma yogi. Abhala prepsuna karma yat tat satvikam uchyate. So with respect to action, there is no sangha. With respect to phala, there is no, what you call, desire. What about this rajasic kartā? Verse number 24. Yattu kāmepsuna karma साहङ्कारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलायासम् तद्राजसमुदाहृतम् यत्तु कामेप्सुना कर्म साहङ्कारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलायासं tadrajasamudahrutam. Yes. So here is this person who is doing karma in a rajasic way. So what is it? Kamepsuna. His inspiration is coming from the goal. He is passionate to achieve the goal. Right. Goal is his inspiration, not mental purity, etc. Name, fame, power, position, wealth. That is the inspiring force. That is a gunpowder in him. Okay. Kamepsuna karma. How does he do? Ahankarena, sahankarena vapuna. He does it with lot of ego in it. Lot of ego is there. Sahankarena vapuna. And therefore, kriyate bahulayasam. When he does it, he with great effort he does. Lot of effort is there. See, when he does action, he is thinking, what will others think of me? Suppose the result doesn't come good, my image, my prestige will be affected. So therefore, ayasam is too much. What is ayasam? At the mind level, worry, anxiety, stress. This is ayasam. Physically also ayasam is there. Mentally also ayasam is there. And by the end of the day, he is tired, exhausted from the office. Full of irritation. He is an irritable personality. So when this man comes back home, wife and children, they are afraid. Because he is just waiting to, pour out his frustration upon someone. Shout at someone. Many people do that. They get rid of their frustration by shouting. What happens when you shout at others? Not the higher one, the lower one. When you shout, the ego is boosted. So you get some peace. You have proved that you are superior and the other fellow is inferior. So then the ego boosts and that gives peace. So generally you will find the egoistic people, they generally have a tendency to shout at others. Find fault with others. Blame others. These are all the tendency of an egoistic person. Right. A sattvic person, he will find fault with himself. Whenever something goes wrong, his first question will be, where did I go wrong? What will be a rajasic person say? When something goes wrong, whom I should blame? I want to find out some head upon which I can keep the, crown of blame. He will never think, I may be wrong. No. That's what ahankarena vapuna. But if everything goes well, then he say, because of me everything happened. I did it. You see? Ego is ever ready to take every praise, recognition, award, reward. Ego is just waiting to take it. But the moment the blame comes, ego like a snake goes into the, not me, but he. This way. But lot of ayasam is there, lot of struggle is there. What about a sattvic person? Not ayasam, but anayasam. Why? Because ego is not there. Bhagavān, everything is happening because of your grace. This ability, strength, etc. It's only because of you. Well, if it is your wish, let it happen according to your will. I bow down. So there is no ayasam at all. And what about the quality of the work? Best quality. Why? Because you are performing action with a peaceful mind. When actions are performed with peaceful mind, the quality will be of a very high nature. When actions are performed with lot of worry, tension, anxiety, etc., the quality will be inferior. Not only you get exhausted, the quality of action also will be poor. So you are best, you are efficient only when the mind is sattvic. Only when the mind is peaceful, the best comes out of you. A peaceful, quiet mind is tuned to the divine. And Bhagavān is infinite knowledge, infinite strength. So a part of that knowledge, strength, etc. starts flowing through you. That is why sattvic people excel in every field. And that is why we must strive hard to cultivate all these sattvic virtues, to cultivate a mind which is sattvic. It is very, very essential. See. So this is about sattvic. What about tamasic? Let us see the next one. Anubandham kshayam himsam anavekshya cha paurusham mohadarabhyate karma yattattamasamuchyate. Anubandham kshayam himsam anavekshya cha paurusham mohadarabhyate karma yattattamasamuchyate. Yes, what kind of karma action he brings out? This person is a person with absolute ignorance. So whatever he does, that, what you call that, that seal of ignorance will be there. So here is a person who does action without thinking of anubandham, what will be the consequence, he never thinks. Kshayam, what is it that I am going to lose if I do this? What is the loss which I am going to incur? He never thinks. Himsam, how others are going to get benefited. Will my action harm others or not? He will not think. Anavekshacha paurusham, whether I am really capable of doing it or not. Do I have the ability, the talents to complete this particular work, to take up this particular responsibility? Am I capable? Am I fit? He doesn't think of all this. And then mohad arabhyate karma. Out of his ignorance, he starts. I know it, I will do it. Yattat tamasam uchyate. So such actions where there is absolutely no thinking, no knowledge, he doesn't care what is going to be the consequence, etc. So boss shouts at him. What will he do? He will shout at the boss. What will be the consequence? He is out. He is kicked out of the job. A little wise man, what will you do? Boss is shouting at me. You will feel like shouting. But suppose I shout, what will happen? My God, I will lose my job. So better keep quiet. Present to me. This fellow does something without thinking. More of this tamasic, etc. we'll see tomorrow. Many times we also do careless actions, not bothering about others, not bothering about one's own well-being, not bothering about others. Then you do something and finally you say, my God, what have I done? So such actions come under the category of tamasic actions. More of it we will see tomorrow. आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के धाता, तुम हो जगत के धाता, तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो शंकर रूपा, सृष्टि स्थिति लय स्वरूप तुम हो, तुम हो अनादि रूपा। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के धाता, तुम हो जगत के धाता। अनाथ नाथ दीन बंधु, तुम हो आनंद रूपा। अज्ञान नाशक शरण संरक्षक, आत्मज्ञान प्रदाता। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के धाता। तुम हो जगत के धाता। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।